He suggests that her salary could support the family while he gets back on his feet. Eve sharply shuts him down. She tells Chike, "My money is mine. Your money is ours." She refuses to care for a grown man and shames him for being jobless. She mocks him further. "How can your libido be up while your pocket is low? Don't bring me the disease of poverty." Cheek returns home after a long day of work. On the way, his friend invites him out for drinks, but Cheek declines. He explains that spending time with his family, especially his two daughters, Mimi and Oge, and his wife, Ife, is more important than drinking. At home, Mimi, his younger daughter, excitedly welcomes him, while Oge is too busy on her phone to care. Ife greets him warmly and tells him to get ready for dinner. Around the dinner table, Oge asks if they can go on vacation to Disneyland. Mimi teases her, revealing she wants to go because Mimi's new boyfriend is going. Chike is shocked. He reminds Mimi she's too young for relationships and should focus on school until she's old enough, like 25. Later that night, he helps Mimi with her homework. The family seems happy. The next day, Chike receives devastating news at work. He's been suspended over allegations of embezzlement. Though he pleads innocent and insists he's being framed, the evidence seems overwhelming. He's forced to return company property, including his car. He breaks the news to Ife. Her concern quickly turns to blame. She asks how they'll survive now, especially with his account frozen. Cheek reassures her it's temporary. One evening, Cheek finds Ife putting on makeup before bed. He casually mentions he learned from Mimi that Ife got a big promotion. He's hurt that she didn't tell him. He suggests that her salary could support the family while he gets back on his feet. Eve sharply shuts him down. She tells Chike, "My money is mine. Your money is ours." She refuses to care for a grown man and shames him for being jobless. She mocks him further. "How can your libido be up while your pocket is low? Don't bring me the disease of poverty." Ife forces Chike to wake up early, make breakfast, prepare the kids for school, and clean the house. When Mimi offers to wash the dishes, Eve yells at Chike for letting their daughter take on chores he should be doing. She accuses him of being lazy. 4 months pass. Chike is broken. Every job interview ends in rejection. His name is blacklisted over the embezzlement scandal. He pleads with Ife, but she dismisses his pain. She even begins going out to dinner with the girls, leaving Chike alone with the housework. At night, he asks her to help with rent. She refuses. "I pay the bills, the school fees, the food. You want me to pay rent too? I'll just move back to my parents' mansion with the girls." Cheek turns to his longtime friends, Mark and Patrick, for help. They buy him drinks, pretending to care. But while Cheek steps away, they talk behind his back. "I don't have money for him," Mark says. "I just bought him drinks to make him forget his problems." Cheek overhears everything. He silently joins them again, masking his hurt. He remembers how he once gave Mark 600,000 naira to pay rent and survive. He also helped Patrick with 1 million naira to clear debt after his parents died. Now they won't lift a finger to help him. Eve moves out with the kids, but Mimi refuses to go. Cheek urges her to follow her mother for a better life, but she cries, "I'll stay with you, even if we live in the bush." Eve leaves with Oge. Chike calls the landlord and informs him they'll move out the next day. A man comes to buy Chike's furniture, but he scams him, takes everything and sends a fake transfer. Chike is left with nothing. Just then, Foridiur Tunda, a former friend he once helped, appears. He offers Chike a small house in his compound to live in, free until Chike can find his footing. Tunde reminds Chike how, when he was arrested and abandoned, it was Chike who bailed him out and gave him capital to start a business. Now it's his turn to help. Chike moves into Tunde's compound with Mimi, but Tunde's sisters, Bimbo and Adesua, take interest in the new man. Bimbo warns Adesua to stay away from her man, but Adesua isn't intimidated.
Cheek, meanwhile, leaves Mimi at home and heads out to find work. With no luck elsewhere, he begs for a job at a construction site. The site engineer tells him to change into work clothes and get started. Chike, desperate to provide for his daughter, begins carrying cement and blocks, even without shoes. Back at home, Adesua drops by looking for him and finds Mimi. She asks why the little girl isn't in school. Mimi explains they just moved and haven't found a school yet. Adesua promises to return when Chike is home. Bimbo sees Adesua leaving Chike's house and confronts her. Adesua brushes her off, but Bimbo warns her again, stay away from Chike. Later that evening, Chike returns from work and brings snacks for Mimi, but Mimi doesn't seem excited. She gently tells her father to stop focusing on her so much and think about how they'll rise again. Chike smiles and tells her that whether rich or poor, she will always be his priority. The next day, Adesua comes home from school and sees Chike sweeping the compound. She goes inside, changes into sexy clothes, and wears makeup. She visits Chike with her laptop and tells him she spoke to Mimi about school. Being a teacher, she offers to help Mimi gain admission. He thanks her for the help. Later, Bimbo and Adesua fight again, this time loudly. Both women accuse each other of trying to win Chike's heart. The next day, Chike and Mimi are playing Ludo when Bimbo walks in with food, wearing revealing clothes. She claims it's tradition to welcome new neighbors with a meal, but it's just a plan to seduce him. Chike thanks her and eats the food. When he returns the plate, he finds Bimbo lying on her bed, part of her body exposed. She flirts openly, asking what he likes to do for fun and suggesting they hang out. Chike smiles awkwardly and leaves, leaving Bimbo confused and wondering if she's not attractive enough. Days later, Chike comes home to find Adesua teaching Mimi math. She reveals that she helped Mimi get admitted into a school and even bought her a uniform. Chike is touched and says he'll pay her back, but Adesua tells him not to worry. That night, Chike sits alone, depressed. Mimi wakes up and finds him. He confesses that he's heartbroken. None of the people he helped when he had money are there for him now. Friends, family, even his siblings ignore his calls. The only help came from an unexpected place. Mimi comforts him, saying life is teaching him to be less generous, more focused, and trust God. At the construction site, the building's owner, known as Mama, spots him and calls him over. She's surprised to see a well-educated man doing hard labor. Chike explains he was falsely accused of embezzlement and no one would hire him. Mama, attracted to him, offers help and money. But Chike tells her he's not ready for a relationship and wants to rebuild himself. Mama insists on helping. The next day, the site manager tells Chike he's been fired. Mama's orders. Chike confronts her, but she tells him coldly that if she can't have him, no one will. Heartbroken, Chike tries finding another job. No luck. Then he gets a call from a friend about a bakery job. Chike accepts it, even if the pay is low. Later, Mama visits the site and is shocked to learn Chike left for another job. Furious, she vows to block his chances in Lagos. One day, Bimbo catches Chike and Adesua playing Ludo. Jealous, she storms off and prepares food for him. But when she arrives at his house, Adesua is already there, with food. A shouting match erupts. Both women accuse each other of being Chike's girlfriend. Bimbo demands Chike choose between them. That evening, Chike stands by the roadside, troubled. Mama finds him and says, "If I can't have you, no one will. I own Lagos. If you want a job, move to another city or be mine." Chike goes home, but Bimbo and Adesua stop him at the gate. They've discovered he hasn't been paying rent. He promises to settle it, but just then his phone rings. It's his old boss. The investigations are over. Chike has been found innocent. He was framed. He's needed back at the office immediately. Moments later, Chike drives back into the compound. Now in a car, clean clothes, confidence restored. He calls Mimi to pack. They're moving. Adesua and Bimbo laugh, thinking he's pretending. From site worker to bakery boy, now what, a driver? Chike smiles and says, "Thank you for your kindness." He hands them 100,000 naira for rent and Mimi's uniform. Their smiles fade. They realize he's not joking. He drives off. Later, Ife, Mimi's mother, shows up. Mimi opens the door, and Ife says she wants her family back. She regrets leaving him, but Chike is firm. "I've already filed for divorce. I'll support you as Mimi's mother, but I can't be your husband anymore." Ife is left in tears, regretting her choices. If you enjoyed this emotional story of betrayal, struggle, and redemption, don't forget to like, share, and sub.